What's going on, everybody? Adam here with eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Yakima Lock and Load platform style rack. If you're really looking to completely maximize your roof, a platform style rack is going to be a great option for you, just because we can make it into a cargo basket by adding some side rails, but we can also use some of the Yakima products that you may already have to go up on top. So we have a couple different options. We do have the J-Lo here, which is going to wrap around our bars, but we can also use some T-Track accessories as well. So we have a little jerry can over here, which is going to fit into the T-Track, but also some of those bike racks that wrap around are also going to work, but some Yakima products are not. So be sure to check our website to make sure which ones will fit and which ones won't. But as of right now, we have a kayak, we have a bike, we have a jerry can, and we still have more room to add more accessories. Whether you have factory bars or just have some aftermarket bars, but decide that you kind of want a little bit more out of your roof rack, this is going to be a great way to add a lot of capabilities to your roof. We have a lot of different accessories that you can use with this, but the nice thing about this is we can get a lot of accessories up on here compared to just our normal roof rack system. It's always a good idea to completely fill up your roof if you're really looking to maximize what you can do with your roof. So this one right here on our RAV4 is about 54 inches wide by 60 inches long, and it fills up the whole entire roof. So I was happy with that, but we do have one that's a little bit smaller, but we have some larger options as well. So if you have a van or an SUV, we're gonna have one that's super long and just the perfect amount of width to be able to maximize your roof. So figure out what you're really looking for and pick accordingly. The Lock and Load platform looks really good on top of vehicles in my opinion, and a couple things that kind of add to the look, but it's also functional, is this front little space here. It's not just a flat piece up top, it's going to have a nice rounded section, and that's going to help get that air up and over, so it's not going to make a whole lot of noise. If you do have a sunroof, you don't have to worry about it not opening up or hearing any of that, just because we do have on the outside this rubber stripping that is going to prevent the air from coming in and making that whistling noise that you may hear with other roof racks. So that's always a plus. It is made of aluminum, so the elements aren't going to get to it, so it's going to look just as good as it does now throughout its lifetime, which is always a plus, and has a nice powder coated finish too, which is going to match the OEM roof racks if you have them. We're only going to be adding about 2 3/4 inches to the top of our bar, and the clamps are only going to sit about 1 1/4 inches off the bottom of the bar. So we're not really going to lose a whole lot of clearance whenever we're going under some maybe lower bridges. So I don't really think you're going to have any issues there. Depending on the size that you go with and the position of the platform on your roof is going to determine if you're going to be able to use the back hatch. We do have plenty of clearance here. So as you can see, it's going to clear our antenna and it's going to clear our back spoiler, which is always a plus. If you're in the market for a roof rack and you really just want to be prepared for anything and have the options to do pretty much anything on your roof, I would recommend getting a platform style rack, and I really like the Lock and Load just because I am a fan of Yakima and it does check all the boxes for me. But one thing that is nice about this is that it just clamps around your bars and it's pretty simple to do. So let's go ahead and go over that installation process with you now. First thing, we want to get familiar with the hardware. What we're going to have is 4 brackets which are going to attach to our platform with 2 bolts right here and here. And then we're going to have this little clamp which is going to go around our bars to secure the platform to our roof rack system. And then we'll use a washer and a lock nut on there. So once you get it all completely assembled and up on your roof, there's a couple things you need to keep into account. First, we want to make sure that the crossbar spread, and that is from the center of this crossbar to the center of the back crossbar, is no less than 27.5 inches. Then we want to make sure that these brackets are going to be on the inside of our feet, meaning, so if I have it like this and I put this bracket down, it's not going to be able to wrap around because of the foot. So move them inside enough to where we can rotate this bracket like this, and this way we can have that little clamp go around here so the foot isn't going to be in our way. So now we can go ahead and put our brackets in place. Kind of line them up and take the included hardware and thread that in. Just try to do it by hand to where it's going to sit. Maybe give it a couple turns. And to make it a little bit quicker, what I'm doing is just grabbing a 5/32 Allen key for my wrench. It's going to make it a lot quicker and easier because it is kind of difficult to get just a fixed Allen key in there. So now that it's threaded in a little bit, I'm going to put the other side in and then tighten them down together. Now we can grab our little clamps here, and these are going to have a little rubber strip on them, so it's not going to scratch the bottom of your bars. And then the bracket we just installed also has a little rubber strip on it, so you don't have to worry about the top getting scrapped either. So what we can do is go ahead and just kind of wrap this around, and these are going to fit with our arrow bars that we have on here. But if you have a round bar, there's an adapter that comes with the kit. Square bars are going to work, and also some of those thick HD bars that you may have. So if you want to put it on a ladder rack, you can, but the Yakima Outpoach HD is going to be the ladder rack that's going to work with this. Now we can go ahead and take our washer and then our nylon lock nut and thread that on. And then I'm going to do the rest of it with a 10mm socket. You want to make sure to tighten these down evenly to make sure that the bracket's not going to be all cockeyed whenever we get done. And once you get one done, give it a good shake, make sure it's nice and secure, and then we can go ahead and do the same exact thing for the other three sides. Once everything is nice and secure, you can go ahead and start putting up some of your accessories. I have a jerry can holder here, so you can go ahead and get some tie downs. You can get a holder for your jack or maybe a paddle, and there's also some rails that we can do as well, which will make it into kind of a cargo basket type. But then of course you can also put some kayak carriers on top. You can put some bike racks on top. There's a whole lot of accessories on our website that'll work with this platform, but we want to make sure that since it's on our bars and they have about 165 pounds of capacity, we don't want to exceed that. And that's just about it for a look at the Yakima Lock and Load clamp-on style platform rack.